Hello, everybody. This is Kaypacha, and I would like to talk to you today about the year of 2017, about the energy that's going on for all of us, what this year really holds in store for so many. As you may know, I have kind of labeled 2017 as the year of the end of illusion and profound revelation. So we're going to explore a little bit about just what that means. Obviously, that has so much to do with Jupiter opposite Uranus. Uranus being the planet of illumination. I associate it with the third eye, the awakened Promethean, genius. It's the personal unconscious that reveals truth. And Saturn and Sagittarius, so much of this year is all about truth, honesty. The end of illusions is the end of deception, lies, secrets, hidden things coming to light. This is what 2017 is going to be so much about. Yeah. So the profound revelation can be wonderful and beautiful, and the end of illusion can be extremely distraught, despairing, and challenging. So different people are going to be experiencing this in different ways. And let's just really look at it in terms also of the evolutionary stages. As you may know, I am an evolutionary astrologer with the school of Jeffrey Wolf Green, and he has talked about the evolutionary stages. I'm not going to go into that right now. There's a whole video on that, that you can download from my website if you're interested. But I just want to talk about 3/4 of the world's population is in the consensus herd state. Sheep following shepherds. The shepherd may be Donald Trump, Bill Gates, Tom Cruise, movie stars, the Pope, whoever, okay? Billionaires, leaders, movie stars, just people that are looked up to, billionaires, bankers, whoever doctors, scientists are very much up there right now. Okay, so this is just like we externalize our authority, and we follow external authority systems, philosophies, beliefs, powerful gurus, teachers, whoever. And, of course, on the path of awakening, we move from that consensus herd state into the individualized state, which is 20% approximately of any given population Earth. And I'm going to say that the herd state is more confined to the realms of Saturn, the third dimension, material, physical, economic. Yeah, my physical body, my sexual, fulfillment, my bank account, this all kind of energy is, really, I measure my success and my security according to physical, material means. These are the people that are going to be getting the end of illusion. Because we know, okay, that if it's in this world and it's material, it's temporary. The third dimension is temporary. With reincarnation, we come in and out and in and out and in and out. And our finances go up and down. Our health goes up and down. Our relationships go up and down or in and out or whatever. This is all temporal. Yeah, so this is all temporary. And as Pluto moves through Capricorn from 2008 until 2023, we know, okay, that there is Shiva, Kali, the death force. The metamorphosis, the alchemy is happening in physical, financial, material world Capricorn. So this is the end of the old establishment, the patriarchy, the, relying on money and power and land and property and, partnerships or whatever, to define our, whether we're successful, intelligent, cool, whatever. And this is transforming. And so what that's doing is it's pulling the rug out from, okay, all of us, but those that are really in that consensus reality are going to feel this, oh my God, yeah, this is, you know, this is very unstable. This is very changing. This is very, I don't know who to believe. I trusted this leader or that guru or that religion or that movie star or whatever. I followed this, followed that, followed the other. I've been playing follow the leader, and all of the leaders are either bullshitting, okay, or they don't know, okay, and they're telling the truth, but they just don't even know the truth to tell it. So there's this like shock. Very unstable. This is a very unstable year. Uranus is unstable, unpredictable, sudden, radical change. Opposite Jupiter, more. Wild year. It's already starting out that way, and it's going to continue all that way, all through this whole year, through November, you know, when Jupiter moves into Scorpio. Yeah. October 10th, Jupiter moves into Scorpio, but still, Saturn is trine Uranus into November. I'll get into the dates of all this, you know, coming up and get more specific and more exact, but I just want to give you a little bit of this overview of what I'm talking about, because I want to relate it to those who are listening to this recording. The individualized 20% and the spiritual stage is another 5%. So we've got 1/4 of the population, okay, ruled by Uranus and Neptune. Okay, 3/4 ruled by Saturn, okay, 20% ruled by Uranus, and 5% ruled by Neptune. And if you're in this individualized Neptune state, this is profound revelation. And if you embrace change and you don't attach to that which is temporary for your security, and you ride the wave and you surf, yeah, this is a year of like, wow, profound revelation of like, oh yeah, I see it happening. I know what's coming. In fact, I am the one I've been waiting for. And my relationships, okay, and my creative energy is going to make this new paradigm and bring in this age of Aquarius. Let's really just look at 2017 does not exist in a vacuum. 2017 has, you know, come before it is 2016, 15, 14, 13. And coming after it, okay, is 18, 19, 20, 21. We have to look at the bigger, wider, broader picture. And I don't want to get too wide and too broad in this, but I'm just going to say very simply, okay, for the last 6 years, Jupiter has been going through, all right, from 2010 to 2016, Aries to Virgo, more of the personal signs. Yes, the first 6 signs of the zodiac in the natural horoscope. These are personal, interior, learning, absorbing, growing, subjectively, getting prepared, getting my act together, my life together, my reality sorted out. Particularly 2016, Jupiter moving through Virgo. Okay, and then Jupiter came into, you know, it was, I think it was 9/11 of 16. Jupiter came into Libra, and it's going to stay in Libra, Scorpio, Sag all the way, okay, for 6 years, from 16 to 22, in the transpersonal, the objective, social, relationship, externalized, objective signs, Libra through Pisces. So we had this shift right in September, okay, from I've needed to get my act together and purge and purify, and I talked about 2016, the year of purification. Now, you know, as much as purified as you are, not that that doesn't stop. Okay, the moon's north node doesn't go into Leo until May 9th. So we've got 5 more months of this north node in Virgo. We're still purging and still purifying, so you can still, you know, do your colon cleanse, kidney cleanse, gallbladder cleanse, you know, intestinal cleanse, mind cleanse, relationship cleanse. Oh God, you can do your cleanse all the way up, you know, through May. And then you can party with us down here in Costa Rica at the Astrology Rising, co-creating the future. Yeah, I'm doing that whole convention to celebrate the moon's north node, okay, moving out of Virgo, purifying and purging and perfecting and analyzing and getting sick and trying to get better and, you know, get it all, you know, straight. And moves into Leo for a year and a half, starting in May, okay, where it's time to like, okay, you're as together as you're going to be. Now do something. Play, recreate, create, recreate, play, gamble, speculate, trust yourself, trust life, leave a legacy behind you, do something new, do something different, get out there, man, make the new paradigm freaking happen. Ow! It's going to be a great year and a half. Saturn is in fire, Jupiter is in air. Okay, let's look at this now, back to what's coming. Let's get it while you can, is what I want to say. We've got Jupiter in air, we've got Saturn in fire, we've got Uranus in fire. This is, you know, this is all right. This is a year, fire and air, masculine action, future, looking forward, get, you know, objective and get it all. Blah, 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 blah. Guess what, man? Right? Jupiter's going to go into Scorpio, you know, October 10th. Saturn is going to go into Capricorn at the end of the year in December. Now we're going to have Jupiter in water, Saturn in earth, okay? And then, you know, Uranus in 2018 is going into Taurus, earth, okay? And it's going to get heavy. You think 17 is going to be heavy, man. 17 is more like lightning bolts, shock, surprise. Oh, we could do this, we could do that. Oh, I got to let go of this. I got to, you know, try that. I got to, you know, and it's unstable and it's like, you know, uncertain and lots of new things happen. But at least it's like popcorn popping, okay? And there's like possibilities and things are changing and we don't know what's going to be, you know, coming or going or whatever. But I'll tell you what, man. Saturn goes into Capricorn for 2.5 years, 18, 19 into 20. Okay, it's going to get heavy. Jupiter goes into Scorpio, it's going to get heavy. Uranus goes into Taurus. Holy Jesus, it's going to get, you know, very economically unstable. And we're building up to, of course, the Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto conjunction in Capricorn in 2020. I can show you all this in the chart. I just wanted to, you know, start out a little bit looking at you, but let's go to the charts. You know, let me share my screen. You know what I look like here by now. Check this out, man. See this? Get it? Where am I? This is November of 16. I wanted to get November of 16 because in November of 16, we've got this first real nice Jupiter, square Pluto, opposite Uranus. This is the theme, okay, that we start out with. The Jupiter squares Pluto. And not only that, but Saturn is in a very nice trine to Uranus and square Chiron. And this goes on throughout the whole freaking year. Oh, but what I wanted to do was, I was on the year thing. So let's go to years here. Boom. 18. Jupiter goes into Scorpio. Saturn and Lilith. Look at Lilith goes into, you know, Capricorn in November of 17. Okay. So, you know, and ready. Well, Uranus is going retrograde here, but you can see this is, you know, it's the end of 17 into 18. And then Saturn stays in Capricorn. Here, let's get this up. Yeah, this is more like 19, okay. Okay. Saturn's coming up to Pluto in 19, and voila, you know, in no time flat, you know, in 2020, we've got this Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn. We can even go a year ahead. We've still got, okay, it's like the whole year of 2020. This Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto is playing around with each other, okay, you know, in the later degrees. And of course, this is where the United States Pluto is located. Okay, this is where the south node of Saturn is located. The south node of Pluto is located. There's a whole lot of crap going on here. Okay, all the astrologers are going to be talking about 2020. okay, for a long time to come. And you can see Chiron comes out of Pisces, 7 years in Pisces, comes out into Aries. Uranus, 7 years in Aries, moves into Taurus by 2020. So what I want to say to you is that 2017 is couched, okay? You know, it's really couched in between. I mean, let me go back. You can see there was a Jupiter-Uranus conjunction happening here in 2011. And then we've had 6 years. Watch Jupiter here. Here goes Jupiter. Okay, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah? 6 years of Jupiter. This is what I was talking about. Getting ourselves ready, getting our acts ready, you know, our trip together. And now, okay, you know, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I'll tell you what, my opinion, okay, is really, you can see here, Pluto, 2953 Capricorn in January of 24. To me, the age of Aquarius really starts when Pluto goes into Aquarius. Bam, there it is, baby. Yeah, in 2025, in the year 20. Anyway, Pluto's going to stay there, okay, in Aquarius. You know, so we're in a way we're transforming our old patriarchal establishment, preparing. These are the end days of the patriarchy, the end days, okay, of the goat, the devil card in the tarot, materialism, rampant, wild, okay, profane existence, moving, preparing us for this great enlightenment happening in 24 and 25. So don't be expecting, okay, yes, I say this year, 2017 is the end of illusion and profound revelation. However, that's not the year of manifestation, okay? You got to see something and intuit something and believe something and trust something and before you can create and manifest that something into reality. Yeah. So what we're doing now, I would say there is this demolition, okay, and you know, of the old way of what? I, me, my. Yes, I, me, my. Jupiter is in Libra. Partnership, relationship, cooperation, compromise. This is how we expand, evolve, and grow and have profound revelation about just who we are as a man, who we are as a woman, who we are as a partner, who we are as a human being. This is the profound revelation of Uranus in the sign of Aries. Aries is simply unconscious, instinctive, I am. And Uranus is bringing in for 7 years, okay, from 2010 to 2017, okay, like awaken to new impulses, new desires that reveal myself to me. So this is this is an internal revelation, but the internal revelation is triggered and brought about so much, okay, through and by our partnerships and relationships. And that's why I really want to get into and look at, okay, some of this other stuff. So let's look at some of this other stuff. And I don't want to mess up this recording. Let me see if I can pull up this other, I got this other thing going on. Check this out. Look what I drew this morning. This is great, man. I've just been fooling around. So let's look at it. I do, first of all, an upside down bell curve for 2017, because I really feel like in November and December of 16, okay, we had the Jupiter first square Pluto, Jupiter first opposite Uranus in December, Saturn trine Uranus for the first time, square Chiron in December for the first time, opposed the United States Mars, January 1st of 2017, transiting Saturn opposite the United States Mars. The United States Mars is at 21 degrees, 22 minutes of Gemini. So Saturn came up and made that first opposition, and you can see that it really goes all the way on. okay, until August 25th, when Saturn does a whole station, okay, at that whole degree here, really from Saturn stations direct opposite the United States Mars from July 23rd all the way to September 26th. Okay, that's this yellow, which goes right through the blue because to the exact degree, okay, this is when Black Moon Lilith conjuncts Saturn. Exactly. So here you can see this is in August, late August, for a whole week. We have Saturn conjunct Black Moon Lilith from August 20th to the 29th, opposite the U.S. Mars. Oh, that should be an opposite. Yeah. Anyway. So, and then what? What happens? Jupiter goes retrograde. Reflect, remember, go in, rebel, revolt, change your life. Mars goes into Aries over here in January, stays in Aries. I got Mars in the red here, okay, for the cardinal signs. Aries, Mars in Cancer, through June and July, and then Mars in Libra, October and November. So this is, the red is Mars, okay, coming down. So this is interior action. We've got this solar eclipse happening February 26th, okay? And then, you know, but the big thing that I say going in, going down, this is time to remodel, okay? And you know, get your life together, get your life straightened out. Look at, no, I want to stop showing this because I'm afraid I'm kind of new with some of this stuff, so I want to be sure to do it right. Make sure you're seeing what I'm talking about here. Okay. Yeah, so this Jupiter retrograde, February 6th. Jupiter stays retrograde, and that's where I put it at the bottom of the bell curve. The bottom of this chart is when Jupiter goes direct. Okay, June 9th. So we have this retrograde Jupiter. Saturn goes retrograde. Okay, later on in here, what? April 6th. Yeah, here's April, beginning of April. Saturn goes retrograde. So, you know, after April, we've got Saturn and Jupiter both retrograde. Mars coming through Gemini, getting ready to go into Cancer. Okay, the retrograde Saturn squares Chiron, trines Uranus, and it's there in May. Could almost make that a turning point where the north node of the moon goes into Leo, May 9th of 17. But the big thing also that I want to talk about is Venus retrograde. Yeah, this Venus retrograde is from March 4th until April 15th. And she comes up, you know, up to Aries, you know, like the middle of Aries, and then goes back into Pisces, conjuncts Chiron, okay, and then goes forward into Aries once again. And through that Venus retrograde, Mars has moved into Taurus, and we have what we call a mutual reception, where Venus is in the sign ruled by Mars, and Mars is in the sign ruled by Venus. This is like super intense, ladies and gentlemen. This is, and talk about relationships. Here's Venus and Mars, the masculine and the feminine. Okay, Venus in Aries, first of all, she's starting a new synodic cycle. 584 days. Okay, more than a year, almost 2 years of, you know, this overtone of the warrior goddess, the powerful feminine, really coming in, really strong. And these are some of the themes that are going on with Jupiter and Libra, this mutual reception of Venus and Mars, okay? Venus starting her new synodic cycle in Aries, Black Moon Lilith finishing up her trip, you know, in Scorpio. It's actually in February. Don't I have that in here? No. Black Moon Lilith goes into Sagittarius here also in February. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't put that in there. Okay, anyway, let's go on with this. I want to read you a little bit by Ayn Rand. Anne Ryan, yeah? Planets in Mutual Reception. This is a great book. I hate to say it, it's from 1980. I don't want to date myself. I hope it's still available. I don't think so. The copyright's 1980 by Anne Ryan, published by the House of Astrology in Ohio. I don't even know if they're still around. Let me read to you about the mutual reception of Venus and Mars, because the tests, and this is really for a great portion of 2017, yeah? Tests deal with aggressiveness versus cooperation. There may be problems with self-assertion or self-centeredness within personal relationships. Indecisiveness or failure to maintain self-identity may make it difficult for the native to know when to say yes and when to say no. Because of the first seventh house opposition, okay, Aries, Libra, okay, Mars, Venus opposition, the native may experience lessons coming through others that deal with crudeness and vulgarity, Mars, versus refinement and aesthetic appreciation, Venus and Libra. Due to the second eighth house opposition, there may be problems in dealing with joint monies, value systems, sexual adjustment, impotence, and possessiveness within the native's relationships. Problems with feelings of self-worth can lead to acts of revenge, suspicion, jealousy, promiscuity, prostitution, and the desire to control others through sex. Once the energies of the oppositions are balanced, if they do get balanced, there will be opportunities for gaining financial independence, a solid value system, temperamental stability, and feelings of self-worth. Developing awareness of the value of others will lead to self-mastery through learning cooperation and compromise. To me, that pretty much says it all. This is the masculine and feminine, Venus and Mars, Aries, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio. We know Venus rules Taurus, and Mars is the co-ruler of Scorpio. Aries ruled by Mars, Libra ruled by Venus. We have this Jupiter-Uranus opposition going on with Aries and Libra. But let me get back to my chart. So this mutual reception is super intense, okay, going on this whole time, happening from March 9th until April 2nd, okay, almost a month where we have this mutual reception happening. And then Saturn goes retrograde. So you can see, that's why I say we're going down. We're going in. We need to be looking at ourselves. Okay, this profound revelation is awakening to our own patterns, problems, lack of self-love, leading to, emotional, sexual, challenges, issues in our relationships, with our finances, with everything. It's, this time period here through March, April, May, then Saturn comes into square Chiron. And finally, I think really around May, we start to kind of bottom out. We may even start picking up as the node goes into Leo and Saturn trines Uranus. Let's look at this Saturn trine Uranus. The first one happened back here in December. The second one, Saturn trine Uranus, is in May. And the third Saturn trine Uranus is over here in November. It's all year, right? Pretty much from December of 16 to November of 17. Saturn trine Uranus and square Chiron at the same time. This has to do with Saturn in Sagittarius, has to do with truth, honesty, really getting in alignment with natural law, with, finding a deeper purpose, a deeper meaning to our existence and life in order to heal this wound of being abandoned by God, abandoned by spirit, of Chiron in Pisces. So it's interesting to have, this Saturn squaring Chiron and trining Uranus at the exact same time. You can see it's almost like days apart. Yeah, around Christmas to New Year's, days apart, okay, a couple weeks apart here in April and May, and finally wrapping it up, healing the wound of separation from source. And I say this happens a lot through creative self-expression of realizing ourselves as extensions of source, not separated from source, but really needing to, through creation, through manifestation, open ourselves and realize we are source. So this is why this whole conference I'm doing is co-creating the future. We are co-creating it together with each other and together with source. Seeing ourselves as channels of love, light, creativity, genius, and the new paradigm, okay, heals that wound of, no, it's not that we're separate from source. It's like we've been sent here by source. We're agents of source. So, it's like we are, it's like, hello, is the scout, separate from the general or the captain that sent the scout out in advance? Was the adventurer, Christopher Columbus or, Magellan or, any of these, that, were sent out by the queens, of Spain or whatever, are they separate from Spain? No, man, they're bringing Spain to, the frontier. So we're on the frontier. And this is Uranus and Aries. So it calls us back. Yeah. And this, this Saturn is just like really calling us to get it together. Yeah. Okay. With this whole dynamic. Yeah. Of what? Disillusionment by externalizing our authority, or externalizing needing a recipe or rules or following the leader is not gonna frickin' work for anybody any longer. Yeah. So those in the consensus are going to go through some rude awakenings this year as more of WikiLeaks comes out and disclosures comes out and the lies and the bullshit and all the the crap that's been going on behind the scenes comes out, economically, financially, religiously, politically. It's really, it's going to be a fanfare. I really encourage everybody to get as sovereign. Uranus in, let me go back to these other charts. I'm going to stop this share. And I'm going to share this other thing so that I don't mess it up. Yeah. Let's go back here. This Uranus in Aries is saying, okay, get sovereign, get independent, stand on your own 2 feet, and then you are more. You can give more to your partnership and you can receive more to your partnership. I really like the idea, okay, of people in partnership, instead of relying on each other and feeding on each other and needing each other and really kind of see the relationship as the relationship, feed the relationship, contribute to the relationship, drink from the relationship, pull from the relationship, but it's not from the other partner. So it's like the more you put in, the more each partner contributes to the chalice, right? The relationship is like the chalice. It's the container, okay, of all the juice, okay, that relationship, all that water of life, that the relationship can possibly hold is contributed by both. And then you've got something to draw from. So this is Jupiter in Libra. This is a really profound, amazing, wonderful time. And let's look at Black Moon Lilith that's been going through Scorpio for 10 months, okay, May of 16 until February of 17. Let me turn this on to months now. and go forward a little bit here. You can see that then she moves, okay, you know, by February into Sagittarius. The emphasis while Lilith has been on Scorpio has been coming to closure. Scorpio is death, endings, closure, learning how to say goodbye, letting go of old patterns, okay? Just really coming to terms with the temporary nature of existence and life on planet Earth, preparing us in some ways now through alchemy to what? Profound revelation, 10 months, okay? You know, a black moon Lilith stays up here in Sagittarius until, I don't know, you saw it. 10 months, what's 10 months? There she goes. Until November, yeah? February to November, okay? Lilith is moving through Sagittarius. And here I want to refer to another one of my favorites is Laura Walker. She has an ebook out now. I'm sure it's also out in hardcover. The Astrology of the Black Moon. She's great, man. OracleReport.com if you want to check her out. I think she also talks about Eris quite a bit. Yeah, powerful feminine goddess of discord, sister of Aries, conjunct Uranus all year through 2017. I'm not going to get into Eris right now, but there's a lot of discord, and that discord is going to contribute to the revelation that Uranus has to show us. Yeah, it's really through discord, through different points of view and people not getting along that we need to discuss, we need to come to the table, we need to maybe argue, we need to assert ourselves, we need to like really step forward, and that is part of the process of revelation. But you know, she talks about the shadow. Lilith is the shadow, and the shadow, okay, of Sagittarius is the shadow of truth and the need for meaning and feeling possibly that my life is meaningless, pointless, that there's nothing going on here. Why bother? Why even live? And with Saturn square Chiron, yeah, and we've still got this, you know, Neptune node loosely happening. We still have a lot of people doing suicide. We still have a lot of sensitive people really checking out, yeah, not belonging. And through drugs or substances or addictions or death, just wanting to escape, deny, and avoid this whole mess, okay, that we are here to clean up and change. They're just checking out. You got to really watch out, for that, okay, through this whole year as it gets wild and crazy, okay, and we get more sensitive and more spiritual and more spiritually open, and our immune systems, we move more into the fourth and fifth dimensions of unity consciousness. You get affected by, the energy that's happening around you. There's no doubt. That's why I suggest nature, 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 nature. Get out of the city, get to the country, get to the river, get to the ocean, get to the beach, get to the mountaintop as fast as you can. Rejuvenate, strengthen. This is Sagittarius, okay? Saturn in Sagittarius says ground yourself, okay? Grow up and really find yourself in nature. Sagittarius, absolutely, yeah. And Pisces also has to do with the wild, going into the wild and feeling yourself in the wild. Very beautiful. So Lilith is here from February, okay, until November. And the one quote that I have here from Laura is, devotion of your life to your own truth heals the shadow that never believes that truth really exists. You get this? You find truth within yourself, within nature, within yourself. You are your own truth. This is Uranus and Aries. And devoting yourself to your own unique perspective of truth that you have created and revealed or discovered within yourself heals the shadow of what? I don't believe anybody. I don't believe Donald Trump. I don't believe my partner. I don't believe my parents. I don't even believe my guru anymore. It's like, I don't believe in it. There can be a lot of paranoia, a lot of suspicion. We talked about this in our relationships with the mutual reception. You see these themes reappearing and reappearing throughout all of 2017. Okay, so really, the macrocosm mirrors the microcosm. Society and what's going on in the social realm, in the political realm, in the economic realm mirrors what's going on for each one of us internally and in our personal relationships. So we can have nations lying to nations and politicians lying to politicians and politicians lying to the people and all this dishonesty, but it's forcing everyone to go inside and really discover where they stand, what they believe, who they are. And this will create revolution and rebellion. We can see this Jupiter in Libra. It's happening at Standing Rock and in other places in the world where people are coming for social justice. Jupiter in Libra is about social justice. Yeah. Liberty, fraternity, equality, fairness and balance, not only in our personal relationships, but in society at large. And this is where we're seeing a whole big thing going on. And, I don't want to dwell on this too much. I'm going to stop sharing this screen and I'm going to share another screen that has to do with the United States. And here we have Saturn stationing conjunct Black Moon Lilith. Okay. And you can see Lilith actually transits the ascendant of the United States. Okay. Happening, when is that? Shit, I wrote that down somewhere, Oh, it's hard to keep track of all these aspects. June 6th. June 6th. That's at the bottom of the bell curve, okay? Saturn crosses over the ascendant, okay, of the United States chart. And then she conjuncts Saturn, and look at this, exactly opposite Mars, okay? So this is pretty big stuff going on here. Saturn, is doing its whole station. It stations at 21 degrees, okay? Right there in August 25th, conjunct Lilith, opposite Mars. So this is happening all the way through, okay? July, August, and September. That's not the only thing, going on here, but you can see that it's the U.S. has Mars square Neptune, which is illusion, okay, and self-defeating. I'm not going to get into the United States too much, but, we can also see here that Saturn and Lilith are squaring the United States Neptune, okay? So, this is not a happy, Saturn, Mars, I think this is more about rattling the chains of war, and, people not getting along and scare tactics and, kinds of things, I don't really see, I hope, that war does not, break out at this particular time. But I just really wanted to bring in, some of, this other thing. The other thing is that I didn't talk so much about Mars in Cancer, okay? But let's look at, here you can see that in the United States chart, I don't have Venus and Mercury showing because I didn't, want to get everybody too confused. But the United States has a whole bunch of stuff going on in Cancer. Mars moving through Cancer, okay, is also very strong. So let's go back and just go through here. Oh, no. Oh, I hate it when I make mistakes like that. I'm sharing this chart. Boneheads. Thank you. Get out of here. Here. Where's Mars? Okay, here's Mars in Aries in February. Let's get it going here a little bit, because this is this is not fun. Yeah. Mars is in Cancer. Okay. And in old astrology, Mars is in its fall in Cancer. Doesn't work well, okay? Fiery planet, watery sign, personal subjective. It is selfishness and anger and immature expression of my sword or my masculine. It's just like really, it's a very scary position from June 4th until July 20th. Yeah. And what does it do? It's not just Mars in Cancer, but what that Mars in Cancer does is what? It opposes Pluto. It squares Uranus. It squares Jupiter. It makes for a grand freaking cross. Let's go with weeks here anyway. Just go back a little bit. Look at this one. Yeah. Mars at 19, Jupiter at 14, Pluto at 18, Uranus is up there at 28. But, you know, July 3rd, this, you know, this whole part here, you know, of June and July, that's why I have it at the bottom of the bell curve. Okay. You know, and the sun is, you know, going to be joining it. This is intense. Okay. July is intense. And we've got a Sun Mars conjunction opposite Pluto. Okay. July 10th. This is not happy times. Okay. But let's look at the upside. The upside is, what is the positive expression of Mars in Cancer? Let's build some homeless shelters. Let's protect the women and children. You know, let's protect the refugees. And, you know, and we're fighting for justice and equality with Jupiter. And, you know, this can also be a time of major breakthroughs. Okay, where, you know what, you know, we overcome, okay, the banks, or we overcome, you know, all this, you know, patriarchal bastards out there, or whatever, the Illuminati or whatever, you know, you're into, whoever your big bad guy is, you know, and we, you know, we start asserting. We have to understand that in evolutionary astrology, we evolve through the Pluto polarity point, which is 18 degrees 6 minutes, okay? You know, the Pluto polarity point is, you know, moving through Cancer the whole time that Pluto's in Capricorn. We evolve through going to the beat of our own drummer. Mars is going to wake us up, you bet, to our own drummer. And it may make us angry, and it may make us disgusted, and it may, you know, make us want to lash out, but the positive use of that energy, like I say, can be to like really do some very good, amazing work. Yeah. And the amount of work that we do there is just going to, like, you know, get so tripped out better as what happens. Look at this, man. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is the solar eclipse on August 21st. Okay, let's go one more week. Solar eclipse, Mars conjunct the North Node along with the Sun in the sign of Leo. Fiery planets, fiery sign, North Node in Leo. August is the real big time, okay? You know, this is here. Saturn is retrograde now. Watch, boom. Saturn's direct by August 28th. Boom. Yeah. So this is why my bell curve kind of starts picking up here, and it's going to be, and it's a much more rapid ramp. It's going to ramp up. August, September, October is going to be like, it's all the work, all the inner work, all the relationship work, all the financial work, all the establishing of, you know, and manifesting and creating, okay, that's really happening, okay, through March, April, May, and June. You know, starting really, you know, in late July into August, into September, into October, we start coming up, out. Saturn goes direct, you know, and all the results. I always see, you know, and Saturn does, look at this grand trine happening here, okay, with Mars, the node, Saturn, Uranus. This trine goes on. Look at it. Watch that trine, man. It's there. This grand trine goes on all the way through, you know, into November. Okay. Super duper awesome, cool. Yeah. So, you know, you can see this just really, you know, from this, and what is the eclipse? The eclipse to me, okay, the eclipse is when the auric shield of the earth is broken, and new impulses from deep space, new impulses from other dimensions, new impulses that are absolutely foreign, okay, get an opportunity to join and enter the third dimension. So in February, we have that solar eclipse. And then again, okay, we have this, this other one in August. It's these solar eclipses that it's like a shot in the arm, like bam, boom, ah, I'm out of the matrix, baby. So it's like really, it's a very fiery, dynamic, powerful time where some, the revelation can lead to revolution, the beginning, okay? The seeds are sown here, okay? Really, of this new paradigm of understanding, cooperation, and compromise really brings us, so much around full circle here. Let me just, I can come back. Starting to get this a little bit. Let's come back to here. You see what I'm talking about. So that's why it's kind of a slow ramp down through, December, January, February. Oh, it kind of gets, pretty heavy. Saturn squares Chiron here. We got some healing to go on, and this leads to, perhaps shocking revelations. Okay. And then the node goes into Leo, and it's like, aha. Oh, my goodness. Hello. Oh, you mean I've got to do something? You mean I'm not a victim, and I'm not I'm not a slave, and I'm not an idiot, and I'm not a fool. I got to. Oh, yeah, okay. Mars gets into Cancer and says, and we go, ouch, that hurts. Ouch, that hurts. Oh, that I don't like that. Anger is a great source of positive motivation to make some freaking changes. And so then look at this ramp, July and August, okay, into September. I could have this ramp even keep going. In fact, it should go higher. Sorry, I wasn't thinking enough when I drew this line. It is a little higher than it's a little higher than we started. But it's like I like to think that we're going up, yeah, that we're spiraling up, all right, instead of just like going around in circles or doing a sine wave, okay, that our sine wave is actually, kind of, rising a little higher vibration every year. And then what? Mars goes into Libra. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to say. That Mars going through Cancer is going to hit the United States. Sun, Mars, Venus, Mercury, all that, stuff is around Cancer over there. So Mars going through Cancer. This could be some tough times going on here, economically and politically or whatever. Some crap really hitting the signs. I have Trump's chart. I forget, but he's been kind of in a Jupiter phase, and that Jupiter moves on, and his happy times are over pretty quickly. Okay, anyway. Yeah, then Jupiter goes into Libra. Oh, now how sweet is that going to be? Let's look at this. Jupiter is going to come around to, Mars is going to come around to Jupiter. Stop share. Share the other one. Animated? Yeah, baby. Yeah? Let's go forward. Oh. Well, by the time Mars gets into Libra, okay, and it is going to square Pluto in October, that's not looking so super sweet, but it's a nice Sun-Jupiter conjunction going on. But, then I would say, look at November. Look at November. Mars is going to be like the messenger, like the relay, taking our profound revelation from Uranus. Okay, well, actually, Mars is first going to upset the apple cart. It's going to take it from Pluto. Okay, and here in mid-November, okay, Mars is going to say, okay, take the baton from Pluto. That Pluto says this has got to change. And then from November 13th. Comes around, and by December, Mars opposes Uranus and hands it off to the revolution starts. Saturn and Lilith go into Capricorn with the sun by Christmas of 2017, where then it really starts getting, the rubber starts hitting the road. So this is a year, like I say, of cooperation, compromise. Look at this Jupiter even going into Scorpio. This Jupiter, benefit, grow, expand through. Yes, the partnership signs are Libra and Scorpio. Jupiter is good fortune, good news, expansion, opportunity. Make your alliances now. Find your tribe now. Find your partnership now. You know, do it in a new way. Do it in a different way. Let's get together, people. United we stand. And it's really going to be 2017 and 2018 that we realize how much we need each other, count on each other, depend on each other. And as we trust each other and we build alliances, this is what's going to really bring in the new paradigm, what's really going to be bringing in this new age of Aquarius. Okay, and this is just like really the year where we have to learn how to do it. And we're going to stumble and we're going to fall and we're going to keep secrets, or we're going to lie, or we're going to hide, or we're going to be afraid to, you know, assert ourselves. And, you know, I don't want to lose this or that, or lose her, or lose him, or lose the job, or lose the money, or lose the opportunity. So I'm not going to say this, or I'm not going to say that. Don't do it, man. Radical honesty. This is what this whole Lilith and Saturn and Sagittarius is calling for. Radical freaking honesty all year long. It's time to practice it, benefit through it, benefit by it, build trust in our relationships. And by coming together, yeah, through our, you know, our newfound whole intimate, building intimacy, intimate partnerships where you can trust your life to somebody, your bank account to somebody, your house to somebody. It's just like, really, you know, it's only by exposing yourself and being vulnerable and being completely open and honest with each other where we can build the kind of relationships that we need to really have each other's backs. And we're going to need to support each other and have each other's backs, I'm telling you, for what's coming up in 19, 20, and 21, when the shit really hits the fan. So this is the time now to be positive, to be honest, to be open, to build our tribe, to build our connections, to build our communities, to be models and examples, okay, of how it can be done for the future generations. It's a very, very exciting year. La, da, 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 da. You know, I just go on with this shit all the time, man. All right, stop sharing. I just want to, you know, I hope that this serves to give you a little bit of an idea. I gave you the bell curve. I gave you this, it's the Jupiter Uranus and the Saturn Uranus and Saturn Chiron. We're moving away from that old, Uranus square Pluto that's been going on since 2012. So it's kind of lightening up in some ways. All I can say is embrace change, move to new frontiers. If relationships aren't working, get out of them and jump into new ones. And then throw your whole self into that new one, because you know what? It's just like, it's almost like, not like musical chairs, but like musical chairs, they play the music, play the music, play the music, play the music, and then they stop the music and you got to sit down, So this is really a kind of a time of like, pick something or pick something, and throw your whole self in, man. Roll those dice, put all your chips on this, that, or the other thing, and then let the chips go. If you lose the chips, let it go. Leave the game, get into another game, man. Whatever. All right, I'm talked enough. I want to thank you for being there, listening, hearing. We're doing this together. If you weren't there, I wouldn't even probably study this stuff. No, I would. Can't help it. Anyway, namaste, aloha, so much love.